Hi, my name is Jada Culver, and I'm here with Brittany Ray.
Hey there.
And we are members of the University of Alabama's PRSSA Chapter, and we're so excited to be with you here today to talk about our chapter development session, back-to-back, championing the national campaign.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to be here. And Jada, why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself a little bit more and tell us why you love PRSSA so much.
Absolutely. So, as Brittany said, my name is Jada, and I am from Woodstock, Georgia, and I'm a senior this year at Alabama, so roll tide. And I serve as the president of our chapter. And something I love so much about PRSSA is that how much it cultivates each PR student into a PR professional. And so there's so many opportunities for us to get involved. There's so many ways for us to gain further skills that we need to go into the PR industry. And so PRSSA is a great advocate for us students. They provide so much for us to grow and even find our niche. And that's what I'm so excited about with National Conference this weekend is learning more about the industries, learning about nonprofit or entertainment, which is my personal favorite, or about nonprofit or corporate or agency. They're all there, and PRSSA does such a good job at giving opportunities to be exposed to those and decide for ourselves where we want to go with our future. And so that's why I love PRSSA and how great it does at providing those opportunities for us.
What a great answer.
Well, Britt, so now that I've introduced myself, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Brittany Ray, and I'm from Millbrook, Alabama, which is a very small town about 30 minutes outside of Montgomery. So if you've ever heard of it, I'm proud of you. I'm also a senior at the University of Alabama, and for UA PRSSA, I'm the social media committee leader. So if you've ever seen me frantically running around trying to charge my portable charger or just trying to find an outlet in general, that's the reason, because my phone is probably dead.
Yep.
But the reason I love PRSSA so much is definitely more of a personal reason. So I didn't come to college knowing that PR was the end goal or the ultimate goal. And so through PRSSA, I was able to figure out my niche and figure out that social media and entertainment is definitely the route I want to go. And I was able to meet some of my best friends and create some of the best memories I have through PRSSA and just really stabilize my background in the PR world, and I'm just so excited for the opportunities PRSSA has given me, and actually the opportunities PRSA will give me once I graduate.
Absolutely. So now that we introduced ourselves, let's dive deep into what this chapter development session is all about. So Brittany, would you like to explain what exactly is the National Campaign Competition?
Absolutely. So the National Campaign Competition is an annual PRSSA case study competition, like it says, and this campaign is just so hands-on, and I'll say that so much throughout this presentation because there's no better description for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just like a hands-on experience that you see from start to finish. So you do the primary research, you find secondary research, you do the implementation, you do social media content calendars, you do the evaluation of it all, you do comp plans. There's just so many intricate parts of PR involved in this campaign. It's just so unreal. And it's normally a month-long campaign, so it doesn't take that much time. And honestly, any chapter can do it, no matter how big, no matter how small, no matter if you're established or not. It's welcome for anyone. It's encouraged for everyone. So absolutely get involved if you can, because it's going to give you a great way for your chapter to get involved and for you to grow personally.
I'm in. Okay, so we want to know more about how this is valuable to your chapter? Well,
Brittany's here to tell you. So the campaign has it affects you on so many levels from individual to personally.
Absolutely.
So at an individual level, it gives you that ability to grow your leadership skills. And I can attest to this personally because I was an active member within PRSSA, but I wasn't on an executive role. And because Jada saw how willing I was and how dedicated I was to PRSSA, she brought me on as a social media coordinator for this. And it definitely, it made my career in PRSSA to be quite honest.
And that's a great short-term benefit of getting involved with these campaign competitions, that a leadership role in your own chapter could develop from that. Like I said, I recognized Brittany's initiative, and then a semester later, she was elected to take over our social media chair. And so that just shows how this can lead to a trifold of benefits coming from just participating in a campaign competition.
It was crazy. I was just flattered every time after this competition. But also, it's a great little back piece pocket for your resume. I can't tell you how many times I went in an internship interview and they were like, "What is this? What was your involvement with it?" And I can just tell them, I was there from start to finish. I know about analytics now and press releases, and I just know so many things about PR that I shouldn't have, or I wouldn't have learned until my junior or senior year of college. And another level is the chapter level. So national recognition is so important to put your chapter on, to put it on the playing field. And our chapter has won a couple of times and has come or has placed a good at least 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just so important for your chapter. And it also just brings, it also lets your members know that you're here to, like, you're here to participate, and you're here to bring credibility to your chapter. And it's also a great way to develop chapters or relationships with other chapters. It's so much fun to just talk to other chapters who've done it and learn their little tips or tricks and learn their advice they have to give to you.
And a great long-term or short-term benefit from this is that your chapter can apply for scholarships and awards. So this is another great way that goes back to the national recognition, is that you can participate in this. And I think PRSSA is pretty strong about recognizing hard work. And so that's what they love to see, is that chapters put in this work, and because of that, they want you to be rewarded. And so it's a great benefit as well to keep in mind when you're thinking or maybe contemplating, should you do it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And, I mean, everyone loves scholarships. So
Oh, yes.
Always a great benefit. And then on a society level, it gives you the chance to give back to your community. So we won the Kind No Compromise campaign, and because of that, we were awarded money to present to a charity of our choice, and we actually chose one that's near and dear to our community, and able to just encompass the community involvement. And also, once again, your character is built because of this campaign. So you become a stronger leader, you become more confident in your skills, and you become more confident in who you are as a person, to be quite honest. And then from a professional level, you get the opportunity to grow your network, which we all could use in this industry. Unfortunately, we didn't get to actually meet Joe Cohen, but we were given the opportunity to meet him, which is great within itself.
Yeah, and Joe Cohen does the communication for Kind. So what an exposure that would have been to meet with him and learn more about running corporate communication. So
right,
great
so
incentive.
Yeah, the incentive was enough for us to participate, and actually the experience was enough to participate.
Absolutely. So now that you know what the competition is and how valuable it is to your chapter, let us just make sure you know our credibility with talking about this subject. So just to run through our past involvement and give you an idea of examples of campaigns done in the past. In 2013, we participated in the College Duct Tape Challenge, and this challenge was to come up with a strategic public relations campaign to raise awareness for college duct tape, focusing on your school's particular tape. And all of this also culminated into a huge tailgate. And so in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see our tailgate where we had a Take Pride event with duct tape. And so we had a tailgate on our quad, which probably is exposed to over hundreds of people on a college game day here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
I would say that's about right.
Yeah, which is a pretty big deal, I would say. And so we had this brand exposed to hundreds of people just passing by. And I think we all can say that when our college or university has a sporting event going on, we're all going to be repping its colors. So that was really fun to get people to walk by and give them a bracelet or give them duct tape to put on their shaker handle. And so we had a great time with that. And that year, we luckily took home first place. And then the second year, we did Jamberry Nails. And Jamberry Nails campaign competition was very similar, just to create a strategic plan surrounding Jamberry collegiate nail wraps to increase overall brand and product line awareness. And we used this on our college campus and gave out products that girls on campus could see what it was like and really get firsthand exposure to the product. And this really encouraged people to go out and buy the product, which this year we did face some crisis communication, which was beneficial in the end, chaotic during, but beneficial. And that year we took home second place. And then in 2015, which is where Brittany and I have our experience, we participated in the Kind No Compromise campaign, and our goal and challenge for this was to build awareness among students that Kind snacks are the perfect snack for both health and taste. And luckily, we won first place again. And so we don't do that to brag whatsoever. We just want you guys to know that we're credible and we have knowledge that we want to share with you guys that we think works. So
yeah, we definitely want to give y'all the chance to also participate in competition with the tools that we have to help y'all.
Exactly. And so now that you've heard about it, how do you get involved? This is your first step, and it's simply applying. And so you can do this very simply. You go to the PRSSA webpage, and under Scholarships and Competitions, you can find another little tab that says Other Competitions. On there, you'll find all of the current competitions going on by National PRSSA. All you do then is submit a team application. And by this point, you should know who your team leaders are going to be. So have that already ready and prepared for when you submit the application. After you submit the application, all you then have to do is prepare. And our two big things for preparing yourself for the campaign is one, review the past campaigns. There's a whole website that says past competitions, which is also found under the Scholarship and Competitions tab, where you can look at all the previous campaigns done. They range from Starbucks to the CW to Kind Bars, as you've seen us just mention. And it's great for you guys to get exposure to what previous colleges have done because it gives you good ideas, helps you not repeat something previously done or learn from a previous implementation. And after that, recruit a team. You're going to want good people with you for this campaign. You're going to want people that want to be there, people that want to get involved. And like I said before, and like Brittany has mentioned multiple times, this is a great way to get those highly active members that want a leadership role involved. So, we have 5 tips to success that we think will help you if you decide to participate in the campaign competition. And so, starting with number 1, we have delegate, delegate, delegate. And so, for my role, as Brittany said, I served as the team leader, head of the whole entire competition. And this was really vital for me, the power of delegation, because I knew I couldn't handle this all by myself. And so I looked to a good friend of mine who's also on the executive board, and we decided, okay, let's do this together. But then we thought we needed one more person to help us. And that's when I looked at Brittany and I said, you know what? She's a general member who's highly active, shows great initiative. Let's get her on board. So I asked her to be a team member, and now she's a leadership role within our own chapter, which came just from this simple step up in leadership.
Well, thank you for that.
But on top of that, also look into creating committees for under each leader. You know, once we had our top 3 team leaders, we said, now we need to create committees to have. And so I headed up events. Brittany did social media, and Olivia did marketing. And each one of us had a special skill that we knew we could handle that committee best. Brittany was very skilled in social media. Olivia was very skilled in marketing because she had previous internship in that. And myself, events is something I had already been doing on our campus, so I knew about the rules and the procedures. So find out what skills each team leader has and let them be the leader of that so that they can get it done because they will be the ones best and most fit with the best skills and passion to make sure it gets accomplished. So Britt, you were the one that had a lot of creativity, innovation, and big ideas for this. You want to elaborate more on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. So a big thing for this campaign is brainstorm. Brainstorm, brainstorm, brainstorm. That was a tongue twister. But just make sure to collaborate as a whole and collaborate as a committee. So Jada took us, when we first started the campaign, she took all of the committees and we all sat in one room and we just talked it out and discussed what we could do. We thought big, we thought elaborate, which you can't always pull off because a lot of schools have restrictions that you can't necessarily follow your dream to the end, but making sure if your event is small, it doesn't matter as long as you're having that the foot traffic coming into it and coming out of it. Also, when you're organizing or when you're meeting with your personal committees, make sure that they're engaged, they're active, and they're bringing ideas to the table because you need new content when you don't have events going on. You need something to put out there so people don't forget who you are because it is only a month and while it is a short time, it's also a big time in social media. Also, collaborate with other organizations on campus. So our college is a College of Communication and Information Sciences, and we're housed in Reese-Pfeiffer. And so a lot of the times we don't get out of this building. It's a kind of like our second home. And so it's not hard to network with other organizations outside of your college to really create what you need for your campaign. And so lucky for us, we do have Crimson Kindness on campus, so it was just fate that the Kind
it was
campaign.
A great partnership.
And so we just held signs around campus that said you are #kindofawesome or be kind to yourself, and just really play into the Kind No Compromise campaign and saying that you don't have to give up your healthy living because of your hectic lifestyle. And we also have the Health Hut, which was very beneficial because we could just attach a little piece of paper, a little blurb of what Kind was, and attach it to a free health or a free Kind bar to give out. And people love free things. College students love free things.
Absolutely. And something that was a huge PR skill that we learned from this was leveraging someone else's platform for our message to get exposed to those audience members in our target public. And so this was great because we used someone else's platform, which was honestly our whole entire college, because we have a great middle area where Crimson Kindness usually is with these posters. And so we said, hey, let's use that to our advantage. And so great practice and skills to obtain now to take into the real world.
And also just collaborating with other organizations, it gives you recognition from the followers of the other organization. So lucky for us, we were featured on UA's personal Twitter account, on or Deaf Hands Speak. We were posted on their Instagram doing a video, and also just other Twitter accounts on campus that we normally wouldn't have had access to.
Absolutely. So yeah. So third, key objectives equal key success. And we all know that there are some major keys that really help this become pulled off. And so the first thing is that stay true to the campaign challenge. And this really segues into the Comp Plan 101, because a big thing about what we learn in PR is how to write a communication plan. And that in itself is learning about how your key objectives equal key success. And so we knew our campaign challenge was to raise awareness that kind bars are both tasty and healthy. And so we made a comp plan from this. And this was great for us because we were exposed to making a comp plan semesters before we were actually going to be taught how to make a comp plan.
And we're not shy to admit the fact that we didn't know the difference between an objective or a goal or a tactic, and we actually had to have our advisor sit down and explain to us, because our initial comp plan was definitely not successful.
Yeah, it was a little rough, but that's why you need help. And this is great exposure because you learn these skills that are so vital in PR. And if we can reiterate this enough, writing is so essential to what we do. And so getting this exposure to a comp plan was so helpful and so beneficial for us. And so the third thing we also did that kept us super in line with our objectives and on track was the content calendar. So Brittany, you're the queen of social media, obviously.
Stop.
Do you want to elaborate a little bit on how the content calendar helped everything with the competition?
Absolutely. And just to speak to what Jada said earlier about finding niche, I kind of found my niche in social media because of this campaign. And so I had no idea what a content calendar was. You couldn't even have lied about it. No idea. And so luckily enough, I had connections with students in Capstone Agency, which is our student-run communications firm on campus, and they sent me examples of what content calendar was. And if you don't know, it's essentially just an Excel spreadsheet or a Google spreadsheet, and it has the time this post is going to go out, the platform it'll go out to, the category it falls under, what the actual content is, content count, because we know Twitter, 140 characters is kind of vital. It has links, or a tab for links and a tab for the image. So it's a very, very nice tool to have in your tool belt to stay organized. And also with having that content calendar, you can then go ahead and just schedule all of your tweets. So you're not sitting in class freaking out like, oh no, I forgot to tweet today, or I forgot to send out a Facebook post.
Mm-hmm.
You already have it scheduled and it'll send it out for you. And a lot of us, we are college students, so free is nice. Mm-hmm. So the free Hootsuite account only allows you to have 3 accounts, and you can only use Twitter and Instagram. But thankfully, Facebook, if you have access to the administration page, it allows you to schedule off of there too if you go under the Insights page. And so honestly, it's scheduling your social media posts is vital because it helps you stay organized and it helps you stay relevant for this month of the campaign.
Absolutely. And a great way, too, that's come into play was tracking competition.
Right. So a little background story. We were able to deal with crisis communication because we tracked our competition. So Kind sent out a couple of hashtags they wanted us to kind of feature in our tweets or our Instagram posts. And because of this, we were able to track what other schools were doing. We were able to see who was coming to their events, what kind of events they were having, who wasn't coming to them, all sorts of things, not to be creepy. And because of this, we found out that Kind was reaching out to other schools saying, hey, why don't you DM us to find out other ways you can support Kind? And we were like, why aren't we getting something like that? And we got one very shortly. And it wasn't as exciting as it seemed because it was actually a miscommunication, and schools were not supposed to create their own platforms for Kind. You were supposed to go off your PRSSA account. Mm-hmm. So as soon as that happened, we had to take down our social media. So we had to screenshot all of our posts, take all the analytics from Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and let our followers know where we were going, because you don't want to cut them off cold turkey, because some of these people or hopefully all of them, are very interested in the events and what you're trying to do and the awareness you're trying to bring to campus. So a quick tweet or a quick post saying, hi guys, so sorry, but we're actually transferring to UA PRSSA account was very helpful, and we were able to take down all of our social media sites and kind of start fresh, but it ended up being okay. It was fine.
Exactly. So good. As you can see, a lot of different things can go on in the competition, but it's great experience and it helps at the end. So obviously our favorite one to promote at the very end is tip 5, and that is simply Have fun. The campaign competition is supposed to be something that you all should enjoy. It shouldn't be something to view as an obligation or a burden. This is a great time to get hands-on experience. And you know what? Just participate. Don't, have a standard of what you want to accomplish, but don't be so strict on yourself. This is your first time, or if it's your second or third or fourth or whichever it may be, have fun with it. This is supposed to be something that you can really get your hands on, compete in, and have a good time with. Think of those ideas that'll really allow you to think outside the box, or think of those ideas or implementations or tactics or strategies that you can do that aren't usually done, and really use this time to just let your brain explore new ideas and to really get yourself involved and learn how fun public relations can be.
And like Jenna said, it shouldn't be stressful in any sort of way. Of course, there will be a couple of restless nights because planning is kind of hard from time to time. But it's such a great way to get involved. It's such a great way to meet people. I mean, I found my friendship with Jada through this, so I'm thankful for that. And it's just a great way to become familiar with leaders within your chapter. But if you guys ever have any questions, or if you have any concerns, want more tips, or want to give us advice, we're always welcome to the idea. You can always tweet us at UA PRSSA, or you can message us on Facebook, and our page is just the University of Alabama Public Relations Student Society of America. And we don't bite, so we'll respond quickly and would love to hear from y'all.
Yes, and so thank you for your time. If you want to know more, obviously do what Brittany said because we love social media. But additionally, we have a YouTube video of testimonials talking about the campaign competition. And there's a feature in there of the Vice President of Career Services, Sarah Doherty, who's on our chapter, and we absolutely adore her and love that she serves the PRSSA National Board. So check that out. It'll be included. So thank you so much for your time. We hope this helps, and we hope to see more participation in the chapter development session. Signing off from PRSSA and the University of Alabama.
We'll see y'all in Indy.
Bye.